Welcome to the Murphy, Sam, and Jodi After the Show podcast.
Yesterday, Murphy had to take our long-haired Chihuahua, Sparky, to the vet. Now, normally I used to always take the kids to the doctor when possible and always take the dogs to the vet, but I couldn't. I had a prior engagement. And so you and Taylor took him to the vet.
Yeah.
And I'm still trying to figure out this appointment now.
Well,
like what I'm hearing.
You know, you can always hear the coins hitting the ground as soon as you start to head that way. You know what I'm saying, right?
It's medical care.
It
Was
is
this
medical
like
care.
a surprise visit or a checkup?
No, this was a surprise visit.
2-3 days, for the last 2-3 days, his cough sounds so horrible. Now, Sparky is a little dog, and we've known for a couple of years that he has is it called collapsing trachea?
Yeah.
And it's just a thing that a lot of little dogs live with. Huh. And there's a sound involved with it. And Murphy does a great impression if you want to do it.
Yeah, but now I feel guilty about doing that because it's obviously getting worse. But it's, it would be, I call it the grandpa sound. You know, it's like 3 hacks and then
and
sound.
then a clearing. It's 3 hacks and then a clearing.
And but he's done that sound forever, and it's never really.
We've been told that's the collapsing trachea.
Yeah, exactly. But now...
Do the collapsing trachea.
Right. But, and this is still going to sound like I'm making fun of a situation, which I'm not. But, the other morning when I woke up, I thought there was a duck in the house. Right? It sounded like it was the loudest quacking sound I've ever heard.
You didn't record it, did you?
Well,
no.
So
Did
actually,
you?
Taylor recorded it to show the vet in case for some reason he wasn't doing that whenever we went, which was really sweet on her part.
Thank you, Tay.
But I don't want to play that here because I think that would be
everybody wants to hear it, but okay.
Crude. But once I realized, that's coming from the dog crate.
And not a pond.
Right.
Yes.
Poor thing. It does not sound good.
And it doesn't. And I knew at that point, okay, this is a vet visit. This is not,
And Taylor, with her dog daycare experience, she was like, let's separate the dogs in case it's kennel cough.
Well, and that fooled me because at first that's exactly what I thought it was.
I was like, okay.
And it's like, wow, this is worse. I've never heard him cough like this. We've heard kennel cough before, but he hasn't been anywhere. It's not like he's been boarded. And so for the dogs to get kennel cough, they've got to be exposed to the virus.
And they've been very non-social.
They've all been together, and they've not been anywhere outside of the house. So we go to the vet, and the vet says, "Look, we're going to do an X-ray, but this to me sounds like the collapsed the trachea."
Oh.
So Sparky is almost 12 years old now, and he's loaded with fur.
He acts like he's a
He
He acts like he's a puppy.
Yeah, he's still got the energy of a puppy. But we went ahead and did X-rays. So the treatment is to just give him steroids. We'll see if that helps with inflammation and resolves it. But that literally is going to be one of those. Let's see what happens over the next week. And if the cough doesn't get better,
which it's not better,
then we're going to have to figure out. Yeah, and it's only been 24 hours, so we'll see. Fingers crossed. Then we have to choose whatever the next option is going to be for long-term treatment. One of those, which it caught me off guard because I just wasn't thinking about that, is if it can't be surgically treated, I guess is the word, which I don't know that we would want to do a surgery that invasive.
No, this vet has told us for his age, and this was 2 years ago when I brought him for the trachea. It would be too
stressful for him to have.
He was like, we don't want to do surgery on him. He's so old. It wouldn't go well.
Right.
I'm like, okay.
So, and it's Sam, we think about that as return on investment of time.
Okay.
If it buys us 10 years, sure. But
okay, it's not going to buy us
Jodi.
10 years.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I don't want to put him through that.
At least at that point, you stopped hearing the coins drop, huh?
But tell Sam what the other option is, because this is where he and I differ. Maybe you can jump in, Sam.
Oh, yeah.
So the other option is a daily dose of hydrocodone.
Oh.
It's probably a tiny dose.
Yeah, but
doggy opioids?
Yes, exactly. Right. But that's the reason it's difficult. The vet explained to me, she said, this is not the easiest thing to find because of the opioid crisis. And not that dogs can't be treated with opioids. And, of course, until the dog starts abusing it, right?
Okay.
But,
he's got multiple prescriptions.
But he's hitting every doggy pharmacy in the city. No.
Now, do doggy opioids, it's the same as humans, or is it different?
Yeah, but I'm guessing it's just a different dosage.
Probably a tiny dosage.
Right. But, look, the thing is,
Murphy doesn't want to do that, and I think my thought is make him comfortable. If that's being recommended, that means it's not comfortable for him. He's not doing well.
Sure, right.
But that's not a solution. That's just comfort until.
Yeah, it's just comfort.
I mean, but I don't know what to tell. That's the whole thing. We got to wait through and figure out, all of the rest of this. So that's why it's really, for me, it's more wait and see. I'm going to do whatever it takes to get comfortable for him. I guess it just caught me off guard,
Mm-hmm.
And then I start picturing myself as at the pharmacy. Are they going to be looking at me weird? This is for your dog?
Well, wait.
Yes, it is.
It would come from the vet.
Actually, yes.
We wouldn't pick it up at the pharmacy. It would be the vet giving it to us. I'm pretty sure.
Prescription ready for Sparky.
So, no. She said yesterday that they don't keep it in-house. We would have to actually go to a pharmacy to pick it up.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah. So, but yeah. So anyway, we'll get through that and see.
Murphy's warning bells just went off when it's like when they said that, and I'm thinking, okay, well, what's the problem?
Just because of the addiction, possibly?
I don't know. It caught me off guard. I'm just trying to digest all the information. Part of it really is what you said, though, Sam. It's I want to make him comfortable, but is there a solution? That's really where I want to go with it. Is there are there other options? And if it becomes we just make him comfortable, Jodi and I have been through that before. We'll do that.
I want him to be very, very comfortable.
For me, the most interesting part, I love this because this is the first time that a vet has done this in this much detail, for me, is she said, look, I want to bring you back and show you the x-rays so you can see what we're seeing. I'm like, sure. And so I got to see the little, the pathway where she says the trachea is narrowing. By the way, what causes that is, trachea is supported by cartilage. I guess in humans, it's the same thing. And in these little dogs, the cartilage starts to weaken and, loosen. And so that's what causes the collapsing because it doesn't stay firm. And so you can see the narrowing, and that's why she's pretty confident that that's what the problem is.
Yeah.
And then the x-ray, there's another little spot on the x-ray that she's concerned about. So we're probably going to have that looked at too. That brought up another question because that couldn't be handled there.
That would have to be sent off. And Murphy's
which is great. And I love our vet because they give you all of the estimates right up front.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? So all of those things I knew. And they explained, look, if you decide to do, that, this is the radiology charge if you decide not to. But as 24 hours has gone by, I start thinking, it's like, well, we can just treat. And then I start the guilt kicks in. It's like, but okay.
But poor Sparky. No, actually, I think one of the things you said was, so what, we're going to pay this for the radiology charge just to be told, yeah, we need to dig further? Like you think that it might not be an answer.
Yeah.
Like there is something here. This is what we think it is. Next steps.
Right.
Because you could do that all day long in medicine. And that's not anyone's fault. It's a fact.
Yeah, right, exactly. And the vet understands that too. And I think they respect whatever the owner's decision is to do. They take their recommendations so far.
Yeah.
So I also got to see what he had for breakfast that morning. So
Okay.
On the x-ray?
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, but it was interesting because I guess I've never seen a dog x-ray. I guess I've never really seen a doggy x-ray before.
Was it a side view?
Yeah.
So like you could see from his snout all the way down to, the other end?
Yeah, they were zoomed in a little bit farther than that. So it was really heart, lungs, neck, and, head. And, she said, look, this is the heart here, and the lungs are on either side, and here's the stomach. And so, he's in really good health otherwise. Everything else seems to be fine. Taylor was asking me, because coincidentally, it was time for his vaccinations. So we got those, rabies, all that kind of stuff. So he's been...
You didn't want to wait a week on those?
Right. So we gave him those. And, they did the heartworm test. It was negative. Good. That's great news. But, the vet tech said, hey, look, we're just going to take him back for his fecal. And, Taylor was wondering, it's like, okay, how do they get a fecal? Do they make him poop? I'm like, no, they actually go and they get it.
They get it.
Right. So it's a good thing we're not back there right now, That's not something I want to have to do.
Anyway,
so
that's what's going on. Sweet sparkle cakes.
So I really,
and we honestly weigh these.
We love
decisions.
him, and we will take care of him. But
we'll do what we decide to do for him as a family. Number one, I want him to be as comfortable as he can be.
Right.
We are also bigger picture people. We have 3 dogs in this age range. Edie needs a vet visit too, and so. there and vets do understand this. There is budget consideration within a family. Month to month, you got a lot of bills to pay. Are all three, senior dogs going to go on some sort of protocol right away? No.
Nah, we're hoping for staggered, not synchronized.
Right. Our pack, they're all 12 or older.
Yeah.
They are.
Yeah, I know.
Sparky just acts like a puppy. And he gets so nervous. Poor thing. He loves to go ride in the car, but he gets very nervous away from home because he doesn't like being shaved, which he's been shaved before, and it's very traumatic for him. His hair is long and flowing by. We're not shaving him right now, but he's very nervous at the vet.
He does. Yeah, he does.
He doesn't like it.
And the thing is, the collapsed trachea thing. When he's nervous or excited, the coughing gets worse. Oh. So
they got to hear it.
Well, yeah, they knew when we arrived at the parking lot. As we came through the front door, it's like, oh, this is Sparky. That's right.
Does he keep y'all up at night?
No, I've not heard it.
No, he's in the other part of the house, but I heard him when I was trying to go to sleep. I heard a few, but then he settled in and slept.
Yeah, when he settled in and slept, I don't think there was any noise all night. When I walked up, I don't know, because you get here a little bit earlier than I do, Jodi. When I walked up this morning, there was no coughing.
Yeah.
Before the sun rises, I don't think he thinks it's time to do anything. So he was chilled out, but
right.
Once he got up and active, apparently it was the same thing again.
You know what would help him sleep? Opioids. I just want him comfortable, however that is.
I do. Whatever the vet suggests, if it needs to be, comfort, that's fine.
Missed any part of the show? Get it all on the Murphy, Sam, and Jodi podcast.